Okay, so today we're going to be making this adorable balloon dog card. I love these stamps, but you want to start by making your card base. So get an 8.5 by 11 piece of white cardstock and put it on your scoring board, and you want to score it at 5.5 inches. Then you're going to cut it in half, so this will actually make two card bases. You can save the second one for another project or make two of these. Once you have your halves cut, you're going to put them back on the scoring board, and this time you want to score at 4.25 inches. And then that's going to be your fold. So take it and fold your card bases at the scored line. I usually like to go over with my tool just to make sure you get a nice, strong fold. Now you're going to grab your sheet of holographic paper. This one came from this mirror paper pack from scrapbook.com. I like these because they're already made for card sizes, A2 card sizes. You do want to trim off just a little bit on the sides. Like, it's so negligible, I didn't even measure it. You just need a little bit so that when you tie your ribbon around later and mount it, it doesn't go over the edges of the card. Next, you're going to put it on your cutting plates and put a square die over top of it. Once you get it lined up where you would like it to go, you're going to put just a little bit of tape on it. I just use Post-it tape. That keeps it in place while you run it through the machine. Take your die off and take the little excess off and set that aside for now. And you're going to get a scrap of white paper. It doesn't have to be very big because you just need enough to stamp your balloon dog on. And you're going to start with the balloon dog base, which is that black one, and put it on your clear acrylic block and ink it with orange, nice bright orange. And then stamp it on. Next, you're going to go over it with the outline, and you're going to ink that with black ink. There is an easier way to line it up, but I didn't feel like pulling out the tool for this one little thing. And you're going to be cutting it out anyways. Now, I will tell you that scrapbook.com now has a coordinating die set to go with these stamps, which is really awesome. They didn't have that when I first got these, so I don't have the die set yet. So I am cutting it out by hand. If you can get the die set, it's going to save you so much time and energy, but if you do decide to cut it out by hand like I did, then just make sure that you use your detail scissors, small. Make sure you can get into all the little grooves and you don't want to accidentally cut off any of his little bits. You can see, obviously, hand cutting it will take a little bit of time. That's probably the most time-consuming part of this entire project. So getting the die cuts will definitely save you a ton of time on that. All right, now we're going to do fun birthday sayings and start with these little paint swooshes. I use two different ones. The first one, ink with teal ink and stamp it onto your scrap white paper. And then I changed to a different, little bit fatter one and stamp that in yellow. Once you have those stamped, you're going to put your sayings on. First one is just a cute little happy birthday. And again, you're inking this with black ink and stamping that right onto the yellow. And the next one is It's Party Time. And you're going to stamp that right onto the teal in black ink. And then you want to cut out your little sections. You'll notice that I start doing it with my big scissors, and then I realize that it's not being as detailed as I want, so I switch to my little scissors to really get the nice close sharp cuts that I want. There's the little scissors. And make sure you leave a little bit of white around, because especially with the swooshes on the edges, like, you don't want to cut any of that off, and you just need a little bit. Next, you're going to take your holographic paper and center it on the front of your card, and then use a pencil to trace the window. That way you know where to line up your next stamps, which are these cute little candy stamps. And you'll notice that I am inking different colors onto the stamp. I wanted to do multicolor and get that really fun, colorful candy look. And it's just a super easy way to do it. You can do 2 colors, you can do 3. And I think the effect just came out great. And don't worry about if it goes outside of the box, because you're not going to be able to see that once you mat your holographic paper anyway. So it's okay if there's some overlap. Don't let it worry you. There we go. Now we're going to go back in with our pencil and erase the lines. Now, you don't actually have to trace as darkly as I did. I just wanted to make sure that you guys could see it, but just a light pencil line so that you can have it for reference is all you need. And then you go back in and remove it, because we don't want that to show through any of the parts of the card. And now we're going to add our ribbon to the holographic paper. So I just layered 2 ribbons. I did blue and white. You can do any coordinating colors, any of the colors that you stamped on the candy. And it's just a simple knot. You want the knot to be at the right side of the window, and just trim any excess from it, but leave a little bit of a tail. Alright, now we're going to put on our foam adhesive squares. That's going to pop it up off of the card base just a little bit. And you'll notice that when I'm attaching them to the ribbon part, I overlap the ribbon, because we really want to make sure that that doesn't migrate after you've added this to your card. So that'll just help make sure it stays in place. And you just remove all the little backings and plop it right on the front of the card, using the window to line up those candies, and that'll make sure that you get it in the right spot. Grab your sparkle pen. This is also from scrapbook.com, and it just adds a little bit of shimmer to your little candies. Now, and you want to make sure you don't drag it, because you want to make sure that you don't blur your candies. Also, we're going to attach the little balloon dog. You just want to put the glue right on his bottom half and stick them over the ribbon, and then take a little tiny foam adhesive square to do his nose too over the candies. And attach your happy birthday and it's party time sayings, and that's the front of your card done. Now we're going to move to the inside, and we're going to stamp this cute little saying Just with black ink, again, you can use a scrap bit of paper as long as it's big enough for your stamp. And then once you get it stamped, you're going to trim it up so that it will fit inside the card. And now you're going to go over with your ink and chalk the edges. I started with this really pretty light teal, but it just wasn't showing up like I wanted, so I switched to the darker teal. And you can see just the difference, how much more it pops once I went to that darker teal. Just a little bit, you don't need a lot. Then you're going to stamp the balloon giraffe. He's a little one, super cute. And I did him in orange. And you're going to stamp him on the bottom left of your little square. And next you're going to do the little dog, and I did him in a bright lime green. Stamp him right next to your giraffe, and then you're going to attach it to the inside of your card. Now this next part is optional. I just chose to do it because I can't get enough bling. I took one of the strips that we cut from the holographic paper and just cut it into little tiny pieces of confetti, and then glued those to the inside right flap of the card, just to give it a little bit more sparkle and like celebratory style. And you want to use glue for these just because they're so small and your glue runner is just not gonna get the job done, so just use some liquid glue. You can pop them where you want them. Then let those dry and you are done. I think it's such a fun card. I'm so excited to give it to my nephew. They're super cute and super easy. And you can find the written tutorial and all of the materials that I used on the website. The link is in the description, and be sure to like and follow for more awesome crafts. Thanks, guys.